Hello everyone, I am Vidyamala and I know you all are very busy preparing for your 2023 board examination. Let us brush up some important points in doing topographical map and India map. So this is the new question pattern and we already know that topo map carries 10 marks and map of India carries 10 marks. First let's see topo map. A topo map sheet will be provided to you and below the topo map you can see some important details like the map scale, conventional signs and symbols, etc. These are some important questions with regard to map scale. Those who know the answer, try to write the answer. Others, map scale is a ratio between the distance measured on the map and the corresponding distance on the surface connecting 2 points. And there are 3 types of map scale. One is statement or verbal scale, and the other one is linear scale, and the third one is representative fraction. And what is representative fraction? It is a ratio between distance on the map and the corresponding distance on the Earth's surface. And this is represented in the form of a ratio. And what is RF of the map given to you? You should write the representative fraction. You might have noticed it is already provided in the map given to us. It is 1:50,000. What is the advantage of RF over other scales? This 1:50,000 can be written as 1 divided by 50,000. As numerator and denominator are the same unit, so RF can be easily converted into any unit of measurement. And remember, this is also called universal scale because it is uniformly used all over the world. Next important topic is interpretation of colors used in topo map. This question may be asked as, name 2 features that are represented in blue color in our topo map or brown color in topo map, and these colors are also useful for finding various other features like cultivated land, forests, sand dunes, etc. 4-figure grid reference. So say for example, give the 4-figure grid reference of the causeway across the unmetalled road. So this is the unmetalled road and here you can see the word causeway. So for this grid we have to write the 4-figure. I think you all remember the capital L method. So when you write capital L, this is the first line, the value is 71, and this is the second line, the value is 35. So the answer is 7135. And 4-figure grid reference for settlement Udwariya. Whenever a settlement is located in 2 squares, you can write both the square, but in this case, look at the settlement, it is present mostly, that is most part of the settlement is located in this square. So the 4-figure for this square has to be written. So the answer is 6934. Next topic, finding compass direction. We have 8 cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, and in between them we have northeast, northwest, southeast and southwest. So how to find the direction of place A from place B? Always look at the word from. It is from place B. So put your finger in place B and imagine you want to go towards place A. Answer 2 questions. Should I walk north or south? In this case, I have to walk north. And after going north, answer the second question. Should I walk east or west? So in this case, I should walk towards my west. Remember, eating hand side is east and the other side is west. Answer is northwest. When it comes to heights, we know there are 2 heights. One is height above sea level and the other one is relative height. And height above sea level, those who know the answer, please write. Those who don't know, please follow. So whenever a dot followed by a number is given, it is a spot height. You have to write it is a spot height. The height of the place is 286 meter above sea level. And when you see a triangle followed by a number, it is a triangulated height and you should write it shows the height of the triangulated station is 1426 meter above sea level. And when you see the letters BM followed by a number, it means it is a benchmark. You should write it shows the height of the mark made on a rock or a building is 224.6 meter above sea level. And you see this tree in black color. Unlike the other trees in green, this is black in color. So this is a height present near a surveyed tree. It shows the height of the place is 266 meter above sea level. Do not write as height of the tree. It is Contour height is also from sea level. In contour, these are some important questions you need to know. Those who know the answer, write it and then check your answer. Others, please follow with me. So define contour line. A line joining all the places that are of the same height above sea level. And contour interval. Contour interval is actually the difference in elevation or the difference in height between two successive or two consecutive contour lines, that is one next to the other. The difference in height is called as contour interval. An often repeated question, what is the contour interval of the map given to you? In all the topographical map, the answer is 20 meters. And what is the value of the contour line in the grid 1, 2, 3, 4? So this is the grid. The answer is 220 meters. Look at the letters written in brown. How will you identify a hill or a gentle or a steep slope in a topographical map? We know that hill is represented by concentric circles, whereas if it is a gentle slope, the contour lines will be far away from each other. And if it is a steep slope, the contour lines will be close to each other. Relative height is not from sea level, but it is from a surrounding area. And always look at the letter R. If letter R is black, then you should write relative height. And if the letter R is blue, you have to write as relative depth. In our topographical maps, only for perennial lined wells, we have relative depth. Under means or modes of transport, we have several metal roads and we have so many type of unmetal roads. The question may be, name the road connecting place A and place B. You should be able to identify the type of road. And means of communication, we have post office and telegraph office. What is a means of communication in settlement A? So if you see a post office or telegraph office, you should write this as the answer. And very important, drainage pattern. There are 3 drainage patterns included for 2023 exam. The first one is dendritic. The seasonal streams look like a veins of a leaf or branches of a tree. And in trellis, you can see one main stream. And from that main stream, you can see many tributaries drawn almost parallel to each other. And they will be meeting the main stream almost at right angles. For radial drainage pattern, 2 conditions should be checked. First condition, you should see contour lines. Second condition, you should see the streams flowing from the top of a hill or a mountain in all the directions. Only then it is radial pattern. When the question is what is the nature of the stream, it is either seasonal or perennial or disappearing. So in our topographical maps, we don't have seasonal river or seasonal streams because we are learning parts of arid, semi-arid regions of Gujarat and Rajasthan. So it will be either a seasonal stream, or if the stream is broken black line, then it is a disappearing stream or intermittent stream. And in case of a canal and a tank, it will be either seasonal or perennial. That is, if you see them in blue color, it is a perennial tank or a perennial canal. Now, those who know the answer, please try to do it. Others, let's do together. What is the nature of Sipu Nadi? Like I told, nature itself means they are asking you whether it is a seasonal or perennial. So this river is in black and white. So this is a seasonal river. And what is the blue line inside the river? The blue line is a perennial water channel. Mention 2 characteristics of Sipu Nadi. When they ask characteristics, you can write about the nature of the river, or if it is having any features inside the river, or in which course the river is located, or what is the direction of the river. So here I can write it is a seasonal river, it has a perennial water channel, and it also has an island. So let's learn the direction and bank of the river. So look at this Sipu Nadi here. For finding the direction, first look for arrows. So this is the arrow. Now write the direction. This is north, south, this is east, and this is west. So it is enough if you write towards which direction the river is flowing. So in this case, the river is flowing towards southwest. That is the answer. And if there are no arrows present inside the river, you have to look for heights above sea level. And we know that water always flows from higher elevation to lower elevation. So you have to write the direction from high to low. That is towards the lowest height above sea level. Bank of the river. Remember, the river has only 2 banks, either right bank or left bank. So the question is, On which bank of Sippu Nadi is Selvara located? So step 1, look for the direction of the river. So we have an arrow here. So we know that the river is flowing from here to here. Now step 2, turn the map. Okay, turn the map. Imagine that you are flowing along the direction of this river. So keep your hands like this and imagine you are floating along the direction of this river. So this is my right hand side, right bank, and this is my left hand side, left bank. So Selvara is on the right bank of Sippu Nadi. Course of the river, we have only upper course and middle course in our topographical maps. When you see a lot of contour lines and when you see the streams are very thin or a falls, then it is a upper course. And when you see the river has reached a plain area, that is agricultural land, yellow color, or when you see meanders, the bends and loops in a river, or when you see the riverbed is very broad with many tributaries joining them, having a perennial water channel inside, or the river is filled with rocks, or it's having island, then we can say that the river is in the middle course. When the question is about the slope of the land, always look for the direction of the flow of a river, or look for heights above sea level and write the direction towards where the land is sloping. In this map, when they are asking you the slope of the land, we see Sippu river flowing towards southwest. So you can write the land is sloping towards southwest. Finding distance. For our 2023 exam, we have only direct distance, that is straight line distance as the crow flies. Usually, when the distance is asked from point to point, it is very easy. You just have to take your scale, measure the distance in centimeter and divide it by 2. You will get the answer in kilometer. But when they are asking from one settlement to settlement, like from Karja to Karja Mota, then you have to draw a square or a rectangle connecting the boundaries of the settlement and draw a diagonal to find the center of the settlement. And from the center to center, you take a scale, measure it in centimeter and divide the answer by 2. So here I am getting the answer as 8.3 centimeter. So when I divide it by 2, the answer is 4.15 kilometer. Whenever you have distance related problem, read the question whether they have asked the answer in kilometer or meter. So whichever is asked, you write. When the answer is in kilometers, it is 4.15 kilometer. And when the answer is asked in meters, you will have to multiply the answer by 1000. So it will be 4150 meters. And if you forget to write the units, you don't get even half mark. You will get 0. Calculate the area between easting 22-24 and northing 57-59. The difference between this 22-24 and northing 57-59. The difference in eastings is 24 minus 22. Okay? The difference between these two numbers. And the difference in northing 59 minus 57 is again 2. Now step 3, multiply the answer. So we have 2 into 2, 4. So the answer is 4 square kilometer. That's all. Or you can also write as 4 kilometer square. The second type of problem, they may ask you calculate the area to the north of a particular line or to a south of a line, or they may ask you calculate the area to the east of this particular line or the west of a particular line. So let's see one example. Calculate the area to the north of northing 98. So this is our northing 98. You see this red line? So this is the question. So I have already told you, if we know the number of squares, then that is the answer. Or you can simply use the formula length into breadth. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 squares here. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares. So 4 into 10, 40. So we have got 40 squares here. So the answer is 40 square kilometer. Third type of question, they may ask you what is the total area of the given map. This map. We have 10 squares for length as well as breadth. 10 into 10, we have total 100 squares. So the answer is 100 square kilometer. When the question is about irrigation, you should write about well irrigation, tank irrigation, canal irrigation or reservoir, whichever is present in the map. Mostly it will be perennial lined wells. And remember, do not write about covered tank or overhead tank because we do not use them for irrigation, but they are used for drinking or domestic purpose. Settlement pattern, we have only two settlement patterns this year. One is clustered and the other one is scattered. When the huts or settlements are close to each other, we call them as clustered. Whereas when the huts and settlements are far away from each other, we call them as scattered. Whenever the question is about climate or rainfall, the answer should be tropical monsoon season with seasonal and scanty rainfall. And vegetation, always look for green color or white color in the map and look for words related to jungle, forest or scrub and just pick out those words and write as the answer. So in this case, what is the vegetation in the given map? The answer is open jungle. Man-made and natural features. Natural features may include broken ground, seasonal stream, seasonal river, plain land. Please don't write contour lines, but you can write what the contour line is representing, like hill, gentle slope, steep slope, etc. And man-made features, all the man-made features can be written. All the types of roads, settlements, all the kinds of buildings like Chhatri, Mandir, Public Works Department, hospital, dispensary, etc. And trees are neither man-made nor natural. Please do not write them either for natural or man-made features. And some other important terms that you need to learn are causeway, broken ground, diggy, aqueduct, sluice, siphon, rocky knob. Some more frequently asked questions, they can ask you evidence for seasonal rainfall, reasons for scanty rainfall, or reasons to prove that the region is a rural area, or find out the most important settlement and give reason for your answer. Or most importantly, they can ask you about the occupation with reasons. There is a list of occupation along with their evidences. Now coming to map of India, it carries 10 marks and it is a compulsory question. Practice the map work only in the map provided by the council, which is available in the council website www.cisce.org. So I call these as the 3 golden rules for map work, because even though you have practiced all the places perfectly well, if you forget any of these 3 points, you cannot get full marks. First, use proper arrows. The arrow should point the place and touch the place. And second, followed by the arrow, write the name of the place as given in the question paper. Say for example, if it is A Delhi, you have to write as A Delhi. And do not change the question number. As well, if it is given as ABC in the question paper, you should write it as ABC. Don't change it as 1, 2, 3. Also, don't write only the question number. It should be complete, like A Delhi. And third point, differentiate the different places by different ways of shading, preferably using a pencil. See, like this, you can use stripes for one place, dots for one place, checks for one place, and it is not compulsory to use colors. However, if you are planning to use colors, appropriate colors should be used, like light blue for rivers and water bodies, green for plains, brown for mountains and peaks, and orange for plateaus. And other important points are, labeling should be in capital letters with pen or pencil. And whenever you mark a river, mark it from the source, that is starting point, till the end. But remember, the arrow should be always inside the Indian boundary. And when tributaries are asked, say for example Tungabhadra, it should be marked only where it touches the main river Krishna. And number 4, whenever you are marking winds, use 2 arrows to show the direction of winds. It is very important to know where the arrow is pointing and the direction of the arrow. Coming to density of population, only area will be asked, state will not be asked. So learn one densely populated area in the north and one densely populated area in the south. When it comes to sparsely populated area, we do not have any sparsely populated area in the south. So learn only for north. Sixth point, whenever coastal cities like Chennai, Kochi, remember they should touch the coast, but it should not be inside the water, it should be inside the land. And coastal plain should be shaded inside the land and not water. And now the new name for Allahabad is Prayagraj. And when you draw standard meridian, 3 points should be kept in mind. First point, Allahabad. Second point, Godavari Delta. And the third point, to the right coast of Sri Lanka. So after keeping these 3 points, draw a broken line using a ruler. And for drawing Tropic of Cancer, 3 lines should be drawn. First line, above Gulf of Kutch. Second line, above the highest point of Narmada River. Third point, touch the lower tributary of Damodar River. And connect these 3 lines without using a scale. For standard meridian and Tropic of Cancer, you can either draw a broken line or a continuous line, no problem. But these 3 points and these 3 lines should be correct. 11th point, Thar Desert should be shaded only inside the Indian boundary. Even little if you shade it outside India, then it is wrong. And Andaman Sea should not be shaded around the island, but only to the right side of the island. And 13th point, alluvial soil and red soil learn both in North India as well as South India. And whenever you draw mountains like Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats or Himalayas, make sure that they do not cut the river. And for passes, Karakoram Pass and Nathula Pass, it is compulsory to use inverted bracket symbol, this symbol. And the last point, whenever you mark bigger areas like Deccan Plateau or Gangetic Plain, remember if 3/4 is marked correctly, you will get correct. But even little more than the allotted area, if you shade, then your answer will be wrong. So I hope you will remember all these points and get full marks in your Topo map and India map. Do feel free to contact me through the comment section if you have any doubts. Very soon I'll be posting the part 2 of 2023 exam prep video, where we'll be discussing about the important questions on theory chapters starting from climate till waste management. All the best for all your exams. See you soon. Bye-bye.